us. And then obeying to the very last detail that God gives to us. And you do that by offering yourself to God as a living sacrifice. I like what Tia Anderson wrote when she said, worship is a powerful experience, but if it's just an experience, then it only lasts for a few hours. But if it's an offering, it lasts your whole life. Worship. Close with this quote from Max Lucado in his book, Come Together and Worship. I like the interpretation he gives to this passage. Here's what he says. More than a song, more than a gesture, more than a donation of money or a quotation of Scripture, worship is when you take the biggest part of your life and place it on the altar. What is your Isaac? A dream, a marriage, a friendship. The biggest part of your life may be the best part of your life, or could it be the worst? Your days might be occupied with disease, debt, or divorce. You may be carrying guilt and anxiety, fear and failure. You may be wondering, how can I worship? I have so many problems. Worship is the act of giving those problems to God. Now here's the problem with a living sacrifice, and I think you probably already know what it is. A living sacrifice keeps crawling off the altar. And that's what we do. We give it to God, and then what do? We take it back. And we give it to God, and we take it back. And that's why Paul said, consider yourself dead. You're no longer alive. The moment that you received Christ, you died with Christ. You were buried with Christ. And you rose to live in a newness of life. So my question for you this morning, we're going to sing that last song about worship as our invitation. And I don't know what you need to put on the altar of sacrifice this morning. I don't know what you need to give to God. But I'd encourage you to line your will with the will of God and to give that which is the most precious to you to Him this morning. And that may mean that you need to make a public decision. You may need to make a public profession of faith. You may need to follow Him in believer's baptism. You may need to join this fellowship of believers. You may need to get up this morning and go to someone and ask them to forgive you. You may need to get on your knees at this altar and just pray. I don't know. But God knows. And so He, like with Abraham, He's saying, get up. Take that which is the most precious to you and take it and offer it as a sacrifice to me, as your reasonable act of worship. So I'm going to ask you to stand this morning, and let's sing this little chorus again as our invitation. And I'm not going to keep you. We're going to sing it through 2 times. If you need to make a decision, you come. If nobody comes, you'll close the invitation this morning.
Light of the world, you step down into darkness. Open my eyes, let me see.